How is your tuna?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm still having it. It was amazing. It is amazing. I love tuna.
You know, tuna's the worst thing you can eat right now after Fukushima.
Fukushima? Oh, you're talking about the Japanese power plant that's dumping 300 tons of radioactive water into the ocean every day.
Yes! You might die. This might be the last call that you ever do.
Or it just might make my penis bigger.
I mean, I don't think that's the case.
You don't know that, though, do you?
But
you don't know
I guess.
that.
I guess we shall see.
I mean, I've donated my body to science, and that's all there is to it. So, anyway, you're my co-host. How do you introduce yourself as? JJ Hood?
No.
JJ in the hood?
You know, a lot of people don't understand that means clitoris. Only one person ever got it.
So like the JJ Hood?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've heard the whole hood part, but I was thrown off by the JJ, because to me the association with JJ is like my own name.
What? Ah, that's right!
Yeah, I'm a JJ.
So cute!
Fuck you, Fukushima. Hey, don't you think it's completely not coincidental that it's called Fuck You Shima? Like, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, fuck you Shima, like we're getting you back for dropping bombs on us.
Oh my god, you should start a conspiracy theory over that.
Yeah, that was like last week.
Did that happen already?
Yes. Sorry. You can jump on the bandwagon now though. Don't worry.
I will jump on your bandwagon, I promise.
I got a big
on your fuck you Shima. Jumping. Hashtag on it.
I got a big bandwagon, girl.
I bet you do.
It's a nice one.
There's a tuna on it.
Okay. So hey, getting down to the other business. You and I were talking earlier, and I thought it was a really cool, interesting conversation, because you and I are both on the same side of things, and you're a female dating coach, I'm a male dating coach, but our perspective on this stuff is so flush. I thought it was really cool. And we were talking about, you know, I have a few different archetypes as far as, like, quote-unquote, the guy I work with. Mm-hmm. Right? So I got guys who are like, okay, I'm going to go to Manwhore because, you know, he's all about getting laid, or I'm going to go...
Because he's a whore and a butt slut?
Well, there's a part, I don't even know what that last word is you said, but yeah, there's a part of my rep that sort of is like, okay, this guy goes and gets it done. He's not just about, you know, learning some nice hypnotic NLP-type sequences. He's all about the P and the V, right? And then you were telling me that well, tell me about your typical man that shows up on your doorstep looking for coaching.
I mean, let's be real. The guys who come to a woman are, I don't know, they revere them in a different sense. And the guys I get are like, oh, I hold women in such a high standard. I would never, they're all delicate flowers. I would never, you know, fuck them till they die. But, you know, every time they show up, they all have this ideal of, I'm going to be this romantic guy, and I'm not this player. I don't want to be that guy. That's why I don't want to work with pickup artists. But, you know, I tell all of them, listen, you're still going to use your dick with me. I'm not going to tell you it's a bad thing. You're going to fuck, because that's what girls want to do.
Yeah. You sort of insinuated just now that they're going to use their dick on you. All of them, maybe time, so...
Hey guys, it's part of the program.
Dude.
Just so you know.
So many new sign-ups this week. Oh my god.
I put out. A disclaimer, I put out, in case you didn't know. I'm kidding, I don't. I would never. Oh.
This is not a under-promise and over-deliver. This is over-promise and fucking hopefully you can deliver, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. Bad joke. Okay, but yeah, I get those guys that are like trying to be all romantic as well.
Yeah, you do?
And I do sometimes.
I think you would. Your name is Manwhore. That connotes butt sex in dirty ways with hookers.
Really? Oh my God. I'm going to have to change my name after 15 years. I'll have to change it. Jesus.
Oh my God. You know what I love, by the way? I was like creeping on your website. I like manwhore.org, and then it says Asm.
Yeah. I used to get a lot of hate mail. Not hate mail,
I don't
but
doubt that. You're not very likable.
Oh, I would get, like soap opera forums, be like, watch out for guys like this, and I was like a little bit exasperated because it's like, look, that's not what this is about at all. So I wrote that article, My Message to Women. Have you read that?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Please enlighten me what this message to women entails.
It's like I don't want to go into it too much, but it just really sort of turned around my entire rep with women. Apparently, I mean, I definitely had girls out. They hit me up, years ago, saying, "Hey, I read your lay reports. They turned me on." I had guys tell me that they would literally use my lay reports as LMR busters. With that, they'd get these girls turned on, and then they'd fuck them.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
I had a girl that I had basically friend zoned. I wasn't, she just was a friend of mine at that point.
Right.
And I guess she sort of was like thinking she had designs on me, and I'm like, no. But then she comes over and she's reading on my site, and she's like putting on a show of like getting turned on as reading one of my lay reports, and then I left the room. I'm like, no, this is not happening.
Oh no, poor girl.
Such a tease, right?
Why didn't you?
Oh no, I just know. Sometimes a girl gets friend zoned, and that's all there is to it, man. To be honest, she totally had her chance, and she was like playing games at that point, and it's like, yo, naturally, hormonally, whatever the fuck happened, I'm not into it anymore.
Hormonally.
I was going through menopause.
That's a beautiful thing.
I was going through menopause, yeah.
Ah, that's adorable. Manwhore pause. Oh!
Manwhore.pause, dude, that'd be great.
Manwhore pause. Oh my God. Yeah. You know what? A lot of guys don't realize they could get to that part where, like, you know what I mean? Where they can't. I don't know, a lot of my guys are like, oh, well, she's got a good job, and, like, she's really pretty. And I'm like, dude, if you're not feeling her, you're not feeling her. It's fine. He's like, but we get along great, and we have great conversations. Like, if you don't want to fuck, you don't want to fuck. That's okay.
Okay, JJ, I think you're stumbling on one of the main points here that guys need to understand. And you get these guys in, you get a bunch of them. I don't get them that often, but I have to explain to these guys, like, yo, you have managed to put yourself in a sort of like a homeostasis where you're not a very sexual person anymore. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, you're pursuing these women, and you're making your lack of, this like off. Yeah, it's like your hormones are off at this point. You've trained your dick to sort of like be in hibernation.
They shame it. They shame the wiener rings.
Shame it, absolutely. And then, of course, they're trying to pursue women thinking, oh, I'm doing the right thing. I'm just more romantic now. It's like, no, bro, you're wrong. That's not the way things are supposed to be. And girls know this. They sense it. And they don't like it. You can't pursue women with the whole only romance, no dick.
You can't.
That's not
let's be real. The Notebook, Titanic, there's some hard fucking in those movies. There really is.
Totally.
There's like some hard, good fucking in those two movies, and that's what women want. You know what I mean? I don't work on my glutes for health reasons. I do it because I want you to look at my ass and bite it before you shove your dick in me. But I would still appreciate flowers. That'd be nice. Like,
it's funny you mention that because I like biting a girl's ass. But I've never seen The Notebook, so I wouldn't know about any hardcore fucking. But if guys if guys don't think for a second that girls are like, I hope there's some good dick in this for me. If you're not thinking girls have that thought,
we all think about it.
At least 5 times when they're out with you, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. It's like, what does a girl respect about a guy? Let me ask you that. Like, what is like the thing? Like, let's say if it was one quality, and I've got my thoughts on this. It was one quality a guy had that sort of like a girl can see it and just know things about that guy. What is it?
I always say it's being shameless and unapologetic. I always say the loud, obnoxious frat guy is always going to get laid 10 times more than the quiet, subservient guy in the corner. Like,
yeah, totally. There's what the fuck is what is the term for this? I don't know what it is, but yeah. So you hit on the same thing. I think ambition, drive is the quality that women can see in a guy. Because if you give a guy ambition, and let's say he sucks with girls, but he has ambition, he's going to figure it out. Even if it takes him years, he's going to figure it out. If you take a guy that he's got ambition, but he sucks at Wall Street, but he wants to make money, he's going to figure it out. You take
Exactly.
a guy, yeah, and here's the thing, it's like, if you're on a date with a girl and you're showing some ambition, what's the culmination of that ambition? Dude, you want to pin her down.
Pee in the V.
Yeah, you don't want to be in her V, you just...
Or maybe she might be into it. Don't judge.
The only time I've ever peed on a girl is if we were in the shower.
I was going to say in the shower, when they're washing their face, and then you giggle to yourself. And then everybody has a good laugh.
Yeah, I've got buddies, and I'm sure you've heard of people that they think peeing on girls is like the thing to do.
I know. You know what? I was dating this one guy, and he was like, I really want you to pee in my mouth. And I was like, really? And like, I'm one of those people, like, if you say you want something, I'll fucking do it. And I was like, I've never done that. He's like, I want you to pee in my mouth. And like, I had to like work myself up to it. I was like, all right, this is what he said he wants. I'm going to figure this out. And eventually he's like, I was kidding just to see if you'd do it. And I was like, oh no, I would have done it. I would have like toilet bowled his mouth.
That's a pussy move on his part.
I know, that's fucked up. Like, if you're going to say it, be about it, dude.
Oh, I hope you bitch slap him for backing out on you. If I'm going to say something like that to a chick, I'm down to fucking try it. Not that I've ever... dude, I don't see that as like a sexual thing at all.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was having this conversation yesterday with somebody. Why women put out even when they don't like you. Why women give their numbers even if they don't like you. I know so many girls was like, God, I guess I let them on, so now I have to fuck them. Like, I've been in so many situations where, fine, if I said it and I showed it, I'm going to be about it. And going back to what women find sexy, like, what are you saying?
Do you have their numbers?
Do I have the numbers? Yes.
Yeah, these girls are like, I guess I let them on, so I gotta bang them.
You're on the phone with one of them right now, you butt slut, you. I've been in so many situations where I was like, fuck, well, I don't want him to murder me, and, I do need him to take me home. It's not funny! It's not!
To you, it's not funny.
Me and my girlfriends, I call it the safety put out. Like, okay, you gotta put out because, alright, he drove me up to this fucking cliff in the middle of Malibu. I don't know if I'm gonna get home. He's my only ride. If I piss him off, he might murder me and throw me off the cliff. We'll just put out. Whatever.
I had a buddy that he would take girls out on his boat, and he was telling me the story, and he's like crafting it as he's.
God.
So I'm not aware of where he's going with this, but yeah, like he doesn't necessarily, he doesn't really come out and say it. But he strongly insinuates that, okay, I've got this girl out on my boat, she's going to put out because otherwise I'm not going to do it.
That's fucked up! That's fucked up! I hate your friend!
Oh, Jessica, that's a really fucked up dynamic that you just brought up. I've never heard it said, but for the last year or so, it dawned on me, wait a second, I bet there's like girls that have just put out because... they just kind of there's a little bit of...
I came to his house. That's my bad. I guess I have to.
There's more than one way to, to coerce the event. And on another note entirely, even though it's going to sound like it correlates big time, I have this conversation with most of my guys. Because they're all stuck on this whole, being pleasant. It's all about attraction. You got to wait for her signals. And I'm like, you guys are too fucking slow. So I put it to my guys. I'm like, hey... what percentage of the women I sleep with do you think don't necessarily like me that much?
Nobody likes you, please.
Right. It's like...
who likes you?
And they're like, most of them have no idea. And some of them, think they're being all clever. And they're like, I don't know, 20, 40%. And I'm like, it's at least over half. It's
shut up.
60% really aren't that into me. It's just I was around. There's I think the currency of seduction and male-female dynamics is it's not attraction. I think it's respect. So if a girl sees me a certain way and we get alone and I just start pawing at her and I pick her up and she's kind of feeling in the mood, she's like, fuck it, why not? And it's I mean, everybody likes to accuse guys of being dogs, and he didn't call me back, dude. Girls do the same. Absolutely.
They do the same shit, man. I had to tell one of my clients. He was like, I don't understand. these girls never answer the phone the next day, but like I fucked them. And I'm like, man, girl, you think you don't seem easy too? Like, girls don't want dumpster dick as much as you don't want dumpster pussy. Like, quick and easy doesn't do it for us. If we have to say to ourselves, why not? I guess so. You know, we're not going to think about you the next morning.
I don't know if it's that heavy-handed.
Maybe not, but
other things going on. But
what do you mean?
I don't know if they equate guys or they equate me to dumpster dick. I think that I've definitely hooked up. Girl hooked up with me, thought it was casual, and we really just hit it off. That's
what I mean by dumpster dick, though. Dumpster dick means like, all right, it's here, you know, didn't have to work for it. That's what I mean by dumpster dick. I didn't have to work for this. Fine, I'll take it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
When you say dumpster dick, that's got different connotations.
It really does, but I don't mean like, you know, you're ratchet as fuck and, you know, haven't showered in a while. I mean like quick and easy.
Okay, so you're okay, but here's the thing: why does quick and easy necessarily have to equate, or in this case, negate any further relationship or interaction with that? I
didn't say negated it. Usually, here's what I tell my guys. You know, once the laughs are over, once I'm no longer turned on, what am I going to think of when all the physiological things have subsided?
You nailed it. So what?
I'm going to need to know who you were, aside from any other man I've ever come across in my life and will come across thereafter.
Interesting. Fucking so interesting. So, you know what you're basically saying, and I've sort of, I guess, suspected this, but never really had the conversation where it really got spoken out loud. You're basically bringing romance into the equation after the D.
Yeah, after.
Yeah.
After the D. I'm saying that, okay, I'm saying that romance culminates in the D, and
or it happens afterwards. Hopefully.
Yeah, or it's going to need to happen afterwards if you want something more. Let's be real. Some people just want to get down. No shame or blame. But if you really do want to hear from her again, what did you give her that's going to make her think about you the next day when she's no longer laughing, no longer turned on, and no longer standing in front of you?
Right. And so, but at the same time, getting back to our first discussion, these guys that are trying to go full romance first without the D, they're never, that excitement is not there because she sees there's a lack of drive happening. It's like, a girl wants to know, it's like, hey, if a guy's on a date with me, I want to know that he wants me, right? And
I always say that. We want you to want us.
Yeah. Yeah, and so if you're not trying to take things towards the hole, so to speak, then there's the lack of that's one of the culminating points. And I'm not saying it's the only one, but if you're lacking that, you are on a serious downer. That is not...
Yes. I mean, it's the one thing that's going to separate you from her friends and family.
Yeah, oh, dude. Oh, my God. I don't even have any friends or family, and I know...
I can't imagine you having any friends. Come on, you have a mom. You came out of some deed.
I'm kidding.
I'm assuming.
Last night I didn't have any fucking friends. Everybody flails on me. We're supposed to go to Omnia here in Vegas, and everybody ditches.
Who says flails? What is that?
I say flails.
You know what I think of when I hear the word flails? I think of the movie Showgirls with Jesse Spano from Baywatch. Do you remember that scene in the pool? You had to have seen this movie.
Wait, you talking about the girl from Saved by the Bell?
Yes!
She's from... Oh, she is in Baywatch, yeah.
Not Baywatch, I meant Showgirl. Did I say Baywatch? No.
Well, she would...
Oh, I meant Saved by the Bell. Sorry, I said Baywatch.
Oh, Saved by the Bell. But is her name Jessica Spanos?
Jesse Spano in Saved by the Bell.
Okay, so what's the scene from Showgirls?
Showgirls, bro. You haven't seen Showgirls?
I've only seen the good parts. Why would I watch...
There's only one good part. It's the sex scene in the pool.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Bro, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm watching the scenes with, Gina Gershon, who I think is so hot. Just Jesse Spanos is definitely fucking sexy. I like the part, this is going to sound kind of sick, but I like the part, this is so
funny. Oh, God, say it!
I don't even know what you're talking about, but he has the girls line up, they're naked, and then he just walks down the line and talks shit on them. That was so
You are every feminist's worst nightmare.
No,
you know this, right?
I thought it was funny, but I definitely I didn't feel a part of that emotional need or desire to do that. Like, I only thought it was funny because I'm like, these girls are beautiful. How the fuck can you break them down? I'll tell you what, I have seen that like weird porno floating around where that guy just insults want to be porn stars, and I hate that shit.
Whoa, say that again?
Say what?
Say that again? You saw that porno with what?
There's this porno floating around where this guy gets wannabe porn star actresses in his little backroom casting couch area,
oh my God.
and then he just proceeds to insult them, and I can't watch that because I don't. Yeah, it's fucked up.
You have a heart.
Oh, I totally.
I think that's what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe it's on layaway or something.
I think you sent me an article that you wrote. I think it was yesterday. I don't know when you wrote it, but it was like you were talking about sluts, and then by the end of it, you were like, "Hey, I'm not only about sluts. I'm actually really compassionate and shit." I burst the fuck out laughing
because I was making a point about that whole article.
Whatever, but here's the thing: it's like if you have to say I'm confident, you're not fucking confident. You're like, "Hey guys, I'm compassionate and shit." Like what? Get the fuck out of here.
You're taking it out of context. The entire point of that article was, I'm in a fucking animal-like mood. Here's some, like, animal behavior. Oh, wait, this is not how I'm defined. You can't define me this way. I also have this side over here as well. And that's probably why it sounded so, like, jilted and, like, I guess.
Cute. I was like, that's really cute.
It probably maybe sound a little bit contrived, but that's because I wasn't in that headspace at that time. I literally was in like animal mode, and I just fucking belted out this article, which I think it's some of my best work. But it definitely, like, some people got like a little bit offended by it. Dudes got offended by it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I took that article off private setting and put it on public just so you could read it because.
Oh, I'm so honored.
I definitely got some outcry off that shit. I posted that on RC Nation like over 4 years ago.
Oh my god, you're so
the responses, I'm fucking old. The responses were pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Something you said made me think about. You were talking about being on a date and like being ambitious and showing her you want her. One thing I always have to stress is her no doesn't mean not ever. Like no doesn't mean never. I say this so many times. What?
No to what?
No to like you putting your P in my V. Like I have this thing. Oh my god, it's so weird. Like, when I get, like, really fucking turned on and I'm, like, getting hot and heavy with a guy, I'll just start saying no. And I don't know where it came from. I think it's because of the fact that I was, like, born and raised in Catholic school. But, I, like, tried to not say it one time and I couldn't fucking do it. But this poor guy was like, okay, I'll just stop. I'm so sorry. Like, no, like, I'm sorry. This is what I do. Like, we want you to want us and we want to believe that we're not easy.
Yo, Jessica.
Yes,
Are you recording this?
Yes.
Oh my god, my recorder turned off, piece of shit. Okay.
You're a piece of shit!
Dude, okay, so what you just said right there is one of the most, it's one of the most, I don't want to say revealing. Oh, my memory's full, that's why I turned off. Okay, what the fuck? Why is my memory dead? This should have like 2 hours. Okay, what you just said was like one of the most important things that might ever come out of our fucking podcast.
Okay.
Because you just described a scenario where it's like I don't believe in these feminists anymore because they're destructive at this point, and society has turned the corner. About 2 years ago, I think society finally said, "Whoa, these women are out of control and they're destructive now." But that's the thing; they're trying to build a slave system where they can just throw any guy in jail they want to based off, oh, I said no, or I had an alcoholic drink, or it was in the heat of the moment, I didn't mean it. It's like, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, it's hard to say. Everything's contextual, but I always say that every feminist has a vagina that desperately wants a dick in it, period. Or something, unless they're lesbians, but I'm pretty sure they fist each other and shit.
Yeah. Well, one of I've known a lot of very, very strong women. I'm totally turned on by strong, dominant women. That is, if you want, that's what gets me going. But,
okay, we get it. Make your point.
Well, anyway, I got a couple stories. One of them, she's a lawyer now, blah, 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 she, money, blah, 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 whatever, high-powered attorney, ballbuster, etc. Mm-hmm. She tells me, this was years ago, this was like 10 years ago, she's like, I'm a dominant woman, I need a man that's more dominant than I am. And she posted that somewhere, and like a bunch of like her fellow feminists jumped on and tried to murder her.
Shut up! I didn't try to murder her.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're all about like hysteria over the choice of words, so I'm gonna use the word murder because I'm
gonna use the word murder because I motherfucking can.
So she basically got shamed, slut shamed, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because she was finally trying to speak some goddamn truth, and they hated her on her for it. I think all these women in these like hardcore feminist camps, they all secretly hate each other. But that's my opinion anyway. One of the strongest women I've ever known. She's a fucking fitness model. She beats up dudes, that sort of thing. She's like, John, I don't care how strong a woman thinks she is. Sex is surrender.
Yes.
Sex is surrender.
And it's like surrender.
Yeah, it's like you're uncovering her, you're spreading her wide, and you're penetrating her. And it's like masculine dominance. Or, all that whole thing. It's like, people are trying to paint it as like a fantasy, a female fantasy. Some girls like dominance. Shut the fuck up. Masculine dominance is not a female fantasy, it's female fulfillment.
I like that.
Well, we don't have to be harsh or stupidly aggressive.
Right.
It's just a matter of hormones and drive and ambition. And if you see a woman as your goal, as the focus of your ambition, then take her that way, because she will love the shit out of it, And so anyway, that's that. That is
so horny right now.
On a podcast,
horny
on a podcast.
Story of my life.
Yeah, I know. So how long? So we're about half an hour here. I want to let's hit the main discussion one more time, and then see what other stories come of this.
The main discussion. P and the V, always.
P and the V, yeah. So I had a guy who started out with really no. This is about 2 years ago. He started out with no motives as far as why he was taking the training. He just knew he wanted to become more socially dominant, more socially aware. So I'm running him through the drills-based program. He's learning how to talk, blah, 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 storytelling, blah, blah, blah. We're fucking drilling. Well, at that point, he meets a girl, okay? And here's the interesting thing. If he'd met her before training, he'd have been like, like flimsy-flamsy, or like romance or whatever. Dude, he fucking balled her up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fucking...
What?
Meaning he ran fucking dominant game on her.
I was like, I pictured a man like punching a girl in the face and like carrying her into a van, balling her up.
Oh.
I was like, what did he do?
Sometimes I roll a girl up into a ball and I fuck her.
Okay, God, back to the story of this dude.
You gotta get your phrases down.
Get over yourself.
It's not even how that works. Wait, you've never rolled a girl up into a ball and fucked her, JJ?
You know what? I'm gonna be so completely honest. I've been rolled into a ball, but my fantasy, this is gonna sound so fucked up. I'll probably hate myself for telling you this on this podcast. But one of my fantasies, oh God, was that I was like an alien who like landed on Earth in like this pod and like in all this goo, and like this human found me and like fucked me as this little alien who didn't know how to speak.
Yeah.
And I like, but the thing was, I want to be like rolled up into a ball, and I want to be like completely like helpless. But actually, it goes back to what you were saying in terms of what did I say?
Yeah, I know. I totally recognize
surrender. Yeah.
Yeah, that's complete. That's complete surrender. Yeah.
That is surrendering to mankind.
I
in my gooey alien pod.
Well, see, that's just, if you think about that, like the gooiness, that's just a euphemism for sweat and whatever, hormones and stuff. I had this buddy, this is more of a fucked up story, and I don't, when he told me this, I didn't...
Wait, did you finish the one story about your dude who, he's on a date?
Oh, no, really all that happened is he dominated the fuck out of her, and he still...
But what does it mean? What do you mean he dominated the fuck out of her? Like, he paid the bill and, like, pulled open her chair, or he, like, grabbed her by the hair and fucking fucked her in the men's bathroom?
Okay, right.
Or both.
Okay, so, well, yeah, that happened too. But really, a lot of guys don't understand that they don't really know how to talk to a girl, right? They're just like, what happened? So... Really, a lot of the drills is based on how to like speak really influentially, and you're not always necessarily trying to like argue somebody down, but you're giving your perspective super strongly, even if it's about something she has no idea what you're talking about, but you're speaking on it with passion and conviction. This is sort of like where quote unquote invisible game comes into play. She's basically watching you, and you're in your masculine power at that point.
Well, what do you mean masculine power? Every time I hear that, like, I have so many guys say that to me. Like, I just want to, like, be dominant in my masculine power and energy. I'm like, what? Like, you want to come all over her? Like, is this what we're doing? You want to come on her tits and her face?
Right. See, that's what's funny about that, because people say that, but they don't actually know what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
My training is like, it literally typifies that as something that you can apply and execute on your own. So, for example, I have a drill where I say, yo, speak on something you feel very strongly about. And almost all my guys, like 95%, don't know how to do this. They're not sure, they have unformed opinions, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, it's in there, we are simply going to pull it out of you, okay? I have guys that are like, they're even afraid to speak on their own convictions, right? It's like, live a life of your own convictions. These guys are completely out of touch with it. I'll tell you what right now, if guys were in touch with their convictions and could speak to them, I wouldn't have a job. But then again, the world would be a better place.
Well, I always say, you know, your strong convictions, strong opinions, your passion comes from your personal experience. You know, nobody can get passionate over the traffic. But you bet your ass I could get passionate over the fact that I've been in traffic so long that I listened to the Taylor Swift album twice. Okay, you know?
And I judge you for that.
You should never, but I don't care.
JJ Swizzle, JJ Swizzle, I'm going to change the name.
Suck my wiener, but a lot of people don't understand how to evoke that.
Well, right. So, you know, I train guys to do that, okay? So I've had guys where they're like, I don't have any beliefs.
Stop it! Why do they gotta sound like that?
What'd you say?
I said, why do you have to make them sound like that?
Because I'm typifying.
None of them ever have deep voices every time like guys mimic their beginner students.
Oh, no. Well, you know, I'm typifying the emotional mentality behind it, the sort of like childishness, not the, you know. Anyway, so one guy in particular, I'm like, okay, what are your thoughts on abortion? He's like, I don't have any thoughts about abortion. I'm like, cool, talk about it. So we start talking about it. 5 minutes later, the dust settles, and he's like, holy shit, I can't believe I did that. Okay, so I'm not trying to give away, you know, proprietary information from my training program, but what I just went over is a very powerful drill everybody listening can do and needs to fucking do every day. Every day. If you want to improve your shit, you do that every day. You won't be able to help but get better. And the reason why I found this out is this was years ago. I was with my wing in Pacific Beach, San Diego. And we're talking to a couple of girls, and he goes to the bathroom, comes back, and he's like, dude, what did you say? They're both dripping wet. And I'm like, dude, I just was talking about, like, the military or something. And he was confused, like, oh, yeah, keep doing that. What had happened is they had accidentally, inadvertently sparked me into this fucking tirade about, you know, some shit I had going on. And the passion and the power I was conveying as I was talking about it they were both immediately turned on. So anyway,
well, you know what? I like what you said about. I would like what you said about your one guy who was like, I don't have any convictions. You know, I hear so much like, I'm not passionate about anything, or I don't have anything interesting to talk about, or I don't have an interesting life. I love the example you used about, okay, you don't have thoughts about abortion. Say more about that. You can get passionate about not knowing something. You know what I mean? Like, I know nothing about what happened to the Malaysian airplane that disappeared, but you bet your ass I'm passionate about everything I don't know.
Well, here's the deal. People listen to us talk right now, and they're like, oh, if I could talk like that, I wouldn't have any problems. And that's sort of the thing. It's like, by the time I introduce this drill, this is what I consider to be a pretty advanced drill. Mm-hmm. I put the guys through a lot of training beforehand, so that they know proper vocal projection, they know how to add emotional nuance and tonality to their voice. Because I would say that game is 70% vocal projection. Now, obviously,
projection.
Absolutely. Now, of course, there's some content there as well, but the content comes from inside you. But yeah, most guys need actual technical vocal training. That's why like actors and improv people and even singers, they don't really have problems with dating because they've been forced out of their show. They've been forced to become vocally expressive, and those people.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I heard Adele can't get laid.
Adele?
Yeah.
Adele could easily get laid.
No, I heard she. Well, okay, fine. You're right.
What the fuck on? She's got a vagina.
Okay, let's think about a singer who quite possibly doesn't get laid.
I
maybe they can.
They're hold on a second. Who was it? Okay, so who's the dude that plays Harry Potter?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, he can't get laid.
What? Shut up! He's so sexy.
And he can't get laid.
You don't know this.
I read it. He told it in an interview.
Don't make me Google this shit.
Read it. He doesn't know shit about girls. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Aziz Ansari actually talked about that in his bit about how he can't get a girl to date him or something like that.
This who?
Aziz Ansari. He's Indian. He's an Indian comedian.
Oh, I know that guy.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, he's the one that was talking about. He's making fun about texting. And
yes.
Yeah, he's like,
that's him.
You want to meet up? And the girl's like, yeah. He shows up and they've already gone somewhere else. Like, that's the pain, yeah. But look at it like this. If you don't know how to speak and communicate powerfully, you're way behind the starting line. Look at James Franco texting that 17-year-old girl from Scotland, which, by the way, was perfectly legal for him to bang her, so I don't want to have that.
One, it's sad that I know that. Two, that was a publicity stunt.
No, it wasn't.
It was!
It wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Bro, you're telling me that James Franco doesn't have fucking game.
He fucked it up.
He did not. First of all, he intentionally fucked it up because this movie was coming out where he banged a 17-year-old.
He didn't bang her. He didn't bang her.
I know whatever. I mean, irregardless, the point was...
I think it's great that the Hollywood publicity machine worked on your ass. Correct?
Whatever!
Hollywood. Hey, Titanic's real, bro.
It is.
It's real.
Are you fucking high?
Leonardo DiCaprio actually died on the Titanic, and we're watching his cyborg alien version in the movies now.
First of all, that love was so real, and so was the hard fucking. So don't talk shit about my Titanic.
What's fucked up is there wasn't actually any sex. I'm sure that...
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm sure that Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio did not have sex.
Stop it. You know what?
If it was me in movies, though, if it was me in movies, I would literally be gaming my fellow, the actresses on set with me, and I'd be like, all right, so here's what we're going to do. When they film the sex scene, they're all going to think we're faking it, but we're not faking it. She's going to be like, I'll be like, yeah. I definitely plan on starting a porn site within the next 2 years. I actually thought...
Taylor Swift just bought one.
She just bought a porn site?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Bullshit.
It's like the number 3 trending thing on Facebook yesterday.
What?
Can Tay-Tay be any more perfect? Let's be real.
Hold on a second.
Are you Googling it? Don't Google it right now.
Suck it. I'm going to Google it right now.
You'll not.
Buying porn site domains. That's amazing. Oh no, she's only doing that because she doesn't want. Oh, so she's got a sex tape out already, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, well, wait. Have you seen it?
No, she doesn't. You retard. It's Taylor Swift.
I bet she thinks there is one out, and so she's just protecting herself now.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's all this is. It's a business protection. It's just business protection.
Regardless. How did we get to this? Oh, vocal projection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. You know, everybody says speak with passion and confidence. You know, it's the same thing. That's where it comes from.
Right.
It comes from. I always say it comes from giving a fuck. What'd you say?
I don't think Taylor Swift is hot in the slightest.
I think her music speaks to my soul, so I have no comment for that. However, I was gonna say that. Fuck! What was I saying?
I respect the fact that you like Taylor Swift. I can't stand her, but I can recognize the idea that she speaks, like she writes her own music, doesn't she?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So she's obviously speaking from the heart. And you know who I respect that gets a little bit of shit talking, but I still think he's the greatest. Most people do think he's the greatest. Is Drake. Is that no matter what, even if some of his like raps are a little bit like I can hear that and be like, okay, well that's a little bit of a immature type perspective, like it's not seasoned. But you know what? The motherfucker is speaking from his heart, and he's super genuine. And I love. See, I knew for some reason I thought you wouldn't be into Drake.
You know what? I've never really been into Drake. I just haven't been into the music. Like, I'm sure if I sat and looked at his lyrics, I'd be fine with it. But
I don't even listen to lyrics.
What?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm one of those dudes that, like, growing up, I listened to loud music, and I was all about the fucking, the metal.
No, I was one of those people that I would, like, buy the $12
CD. In high school, I didn't start listening to lyrics and figuring what out in songs until, like, 5 years ago, straight up.
Oh, my God. No, I would go to Best Buy, and I'd buy the $14.99 CD, and then I'd rip it open and take out, the little booklet that they gave you. And if they didn't have lyrics in it, I'd go fucking nuts.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I know most people are like that, and I'm not.
I'm just like not most people. I'm actually like so special. So.
Well, no. Yeah, every girl says that. No, I know that I'm a little bit of an oddity that I don't listen to lyrics. Maybe it's a guy thing, but I know most people are like they really pay attention to lyrics. They can sing along to their favorite songs. Oh, yeah. Drake puts down the mic, and everybody starts singing back at him. It's like,
well, you know what?
He's like, I would never be singing his lyrics back at him.
That always weirded me out, actually.
Unless it was an Eminem concert, then I could fucking rap some lyrics back.
All right, I could get down with that. You know what? Want to hear something so creepy?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. So I was like so into Eminem back in the day that I like used to write him letters where I was like rapping to him, and this is before Stan came out.
You are Stan.
I wondered that. I fucking wondered that.
You're the girl that was locked in the back of the trunk.
I'd be so honored to be a part of that story.
That's you rolled up in a ball in the back of a trunk and some man...
Yes, like some alien.
Yeah, that's your alien story right there.
Hashtag yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. All right, we're getting out of control, damn it.
We're so off base. Where did we end on?
I don't even know. So, hey, you've been recording this whole time?
I have been.
Oh, good. What have you been using to record it?
Your mom. I'm a call recorder.
Okay. Okay.
I've been using call recorder. Is that good enough for you?
No. Well, hey, look, this has been like 45 minutes. Why don't we just leave it at this? And it's crazy I dropped the ball. My recorder should have like 2 more hours. So
and you know what? It's so fucking funny you said that because my recorder did the same thing yesterday and it was like, you're out of disk space. So as soon as you said it, I was like, fuck, the same thing's going to happen to me.
Dude, this is bullshit. I should have all kinds of fucking space on here. All right, I'm going to beat the crap out of my Philips recorder when we get off this call. 45 minutes is a good time. Why don't we just end this now, and we'll have plenty of shit to go over next. 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 Plenty of shit to go over next.